Good evening, everyone. Full house tonight. This looks great. Glad everybody could make it out. Welcome to our special City Council meeting, October 13th, 2025. It is now, it is 6:01, so we're getting started a minute behind, but that's all right. Madam Secretary, do we have a quorum?
Yes, Mayor, we do.
All right, thank you. What's our first agenda item then, please?
It will be item number 2, which is invocation given by James Gilbert with Fame Mission Church, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to the American and Texas flags.
Let us rise. Let us pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come and your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Lord, help us to make earth a place of safety, a place of strength, a place of respect and honor. We thank you for our mayor, for every city council person that's here. Lord God, help us to be reminded on this day that there are times when we might be discovering something that we think is one thing, but it may be another. Help us to understand that even as Columbus thought he was in India, he was in another spot. And Lord God, as we go into this meeting and we communicate with each other throughout the week, not just right here during this so-called dog and pony show, but as we communicate with each other on the city council and the mayor and all those that are supporting, help us to understand that there are times when greatness, even greatness, can think we're discovering one thing, but it may be another. So help us to communicate, to understand, to respect, and give each other honor. We pray for our president, we pray for our country leadership, and we pray for this particular leadership here in Fate as we move forward. In the precious name of Jesus we pray. And everybody said, Amen.
Okay, our next item, please.
Agenda item 3A, which is Municipal Courts Week Proclamation.
Okay, whereas municipal courts play a vital role in maintaining public safety, protecting the rights of citizens, and promoting justice within our communities, and whereas the Fate Municipal Court and its dedicated judges, clerks, and staff serve with integrity and professionalism, providing fair and impartial administration of justice to all, and whereas through education, outreach, and commitment to justice, the Fate Municipal Court fosters public trust and understanding of the judicial system, and whereas Municipal Courts Week provides an opportunity to recognize the hard work and dedication of judges, clerks, and staff who serve the people of Fate. Now, therefore, I, Andrew Greenberg, Mayor of the City of Fate, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim November 3rd through November 7th, 2025 as Municipal Courts Week in the City of Fate, and encourage all citizens to join in expressing appreciation to the Fate Municipal Court team for their continued service and commitment to justice.
Thank you.
Okay, next item, please.
Agenda item 3B, Texas Chamber of Commerce Week Proclamation.
Okay, whereas local chambers of commerce serve as vital organizations in our communities, promoting business growth, economic development, and a vibrant quality of life, And whereas the Royce City and Rockwall Area Chambers of Commerce provide leadership, advocacy, and resources that strengthen local businesses, encourage entrepreneurship, and help create jobs and prosperity. And whereas these organizations work tirelessly to build relationships among business owners, city leaders, and residents, fostering collaboration and a shared vision for the future. And whereas Texas Chamber of Commerce Week provides an opportunity to recognize the important contributions of chambers across the state and to express our appreciation for their dedication to supporting strong, thriving communities. And whereas the Royce City and Rockwall Area Chambers of Commerce continue to be an essential partner in promoting economic vitality and advancing community initiatives. Now, therefore, I, Andrew Greenberg, Mayor of the City of Fate, on behalf of the City Council, in recognition of the outstanding service done by the Royce City and Rockwall Area Chambers of Commerce, do gladly hereby proclaim the week of October 13th through 17th, 2025 as Texas Chamber of Commerce Week in the City of Fate, and encourage all residents, businesses, and community partners to join in recognizing and celebrating the valuable work of the Royce City and Rockwall Area Chambers of Commerce. Thank you. Okay, next agenda item, please.
Next is 3C, Presentation of Employee Service Award to Isaiah Tackett, and that will be presented by Michael Wright.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We're here to recognize Isaiah Tackett for 5 years of service. And for those who know him, it's no surprise that he brought professionalism, patience, and a mindset for problem solving, which continues to make a tremendous difference across all departments. Whether it's supporting technology that helps staff do their work, keeping our systems updated and secured, or creative problem solving under pressure, Isaiah has consistently gone above and beyond. And so tonight we simply want to express our heartfelt thanks for 5 years of dedicated, impactful service to the City of Fate. Isaiah, we appreciate you more
Thank you.
than you know. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Would y'all like one as a council? Yeah. We'll just do them all. Well, actually, we'll do it this way, because I feel like I always fight with this. So we need to start doing this.
Okay, next agenda item, please.
Next will be Agenda Item 3D, which is recognize individuals for their past service on a city board, commission, or committee. And this is the time of year where we just recognize individuals for their past service, and we're thankful for their time and their commitment and dedication while serving such an important role. These individuals that we will recognize completed their service terms in July of 2025. So Mayor, if you'd like to come down and we're going to start with the Planning and Zoning Commission. And some members may not be present. If you are present, if you'll step forward and receive your certificate, and then if you'll just stay at the dais so we can have a complete picture at the end with the mayor and council, that would be great. So for Planning and Zoning Commission, we had Tyler Bushman, Karen Kaiser. Karen, if you'll come up. Mr. David Overstreet. And Mr. Jeffrey Rathjay. Okay. We'll move on to our Zoning Board of Adjustment. Mayor, you're welcome. We have Michael Gilmer, Matt Lemunion, Ricky Morehart, and John Nichols.
All these people are going to be upset when they realize
I know. Okay, we'll move forward to our MDD. I know Deidre Rowe, I don't believe she could make it tonight. So then that leaves Zachary Timko. And for Parks Board, I know Mayoa was unable to attend, but we have Miss Virginia Harris. And then for the CIAC, we have Matt Dearborn. And then finally, we had our Charter Commission last year. So we'd like to recognize our Charter Commission members. Callie Beard. Councilwoman Cody Chen. Brandon Clayton. Katura Curry. Miss Karen Kaiser.
Say some choice words.
Autumn Lebinsky. Lance Megacy. Mr. John Stacy. And John Thatcher. And again, we just want to thank you for your service on the board. We couldn't have satisfied the role without your expertise and input, so we appreciate that.
Council, find your favorite board member and stand by them for the photo. You have to make it on. Okay.
Samantha's going to supply those to you, yes. She'll be Vanna. Okay. Okay, so next we'll move to agenda item 3E, which is recognize individuals that were appointed to serve on a board or commission in 2025. So these were the individuals that were appointed in July of 2025. We'll start with the Planning and Zoning Commission. First will be Brett Bushnell. Brandon Clayton. Lorna Grove, I believe, is unable to make it. So Teresa Horton. For the Zoning Board of Adjustment, we have John Rosen. Joseph Seamus. Leonard Smith. Yes. And Zachary Timko. For the MDD, we have Cynthia Ferris. Councilmember Rick Manival. And Alan Robbins, who was unable to make it. So we'll move on to CIAC, which is Capital Impact Advisory Committee. We have Steve Dan. Samu Hossein. George Digwa. Emma Jean Smith. And Gina Talkington. And last will be Parks Board. Philip Grove was unable to make it. Greg Rayawolf. And Miss Patty Stern. Thank you all.
You can, either way. Whatever y'all are more comfortable with. If you'd like to sit up behind you, that's fine. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Awesome, thank you.
Okay, that was fun. I'm glad everybody got to come out for that. That makes it fun to sit and serve up here. I think I speak for the council when I say that. So thank you guys for being here for that. Next item, please.
Next will be Agenda Item 3F, Quarter 3, 2025 Economic Development Update.
Yeah.
And now for the main event of the evening. Actually, this is the time that anyone who showed up for recognition and wants to sneak out, I won't be offended, honestly. Okay, y'all, it's been, Mr. Mayor, Council, it's been 3 months. Can you believe it already? It's been 3 months since the last time I provided y'all with an update. You're going to see a lot of similar projects that have been moving along, and you're going to see some new exciting things in here as well as also some sneak peeks that I know you will all be looking for. Every month, I try to take things that I hear over a quarter, and I try to implement those into my presentation. So some of the questions that I've received over the past 3 months has been, well, how's the economy look? How's the retail market look, the real estate market? And so I've tried to implement some of that into the presentation. I showed this to our planning director, Ryan Wells, earlier, and he said, good luck keeping them awake. So this is going to be like an Econ 400 level course. I'm just kidding. It won't be that bad. But I do want to point out that Robbie in our planning department has updated the active projects map as of last week, just a few days ago. So once again, for those of you who are curious or your constituents, what's being built at this corner, at this location, what's going on over there? The map has been updated and it's easy to find, and this is what it looks like if you follow this link or you search for maps on the website. You'll click on that active projects map. You'll open up something that looks like this, and you'll see some color-coded numbers that are on the map. Find the location you're looking for, click there, and it'll open up a quick description of what it is you're looking at. So in between quarterly updates, you'll have the opportunity to learn about what's going on and what information you can find available on your own. Okay, how is the economy? Well, the answer is it's mixed. These are a few snapshots of charts that I put in here just to give you an idea of sort of these mixed results that I've been seeing. There's certainly falling confidence. Consumer confidence indexes are done by surveys, and it's just members of the public that are answering a survey. So when that line gets under the 100 mark, that tells you that the consumers are in general not confident about the future. It's very similar with the U.S. leading economic index. When that is under that 0% line, you're actually seeing some contraction figures there. ISM Services PMI, that's the Purchasing Managers Index. So the purchasing managers that work in the services sector are surveyed and they're asked, how are you feeling about the economy? When that number is under the 50 mark, that indicates contraction or a negative response. And so you can see that line has, it's bounced to right around that 50 mark right there. The other chart is showing you, the headline is consumers are fearing layoffs and slower rehiring. That red line is the probability of finding a job within the next 3 months. So again, these are individuals who have been surveyed, and that's the feeling they have. That number is dropping. All that being said, the consumer spending rebounded this summer. That number is going up. You also may have heard the gross domestic product figures released for Q2. It's unusual to see so many adjustments, but in this particular case, the second quarter, we started out at a 3% print. So the way they do this is they guess, right? The first 30 days in, they make an educated guess. They get more data in, they revise that 30 days later, and then they give you your final, what they call the final print, 3 months later. So we went from 3% to 3.3%, and we finished at 3.8%. For those of you playing the home game, you probably remember that Q1 was a negative print. It was negative 0.5%, and for the most of my life until economists decided to change that recently, 2 consecutive quarters of negative is a recession. So we avoided recession here in Q2. And then you probably are curious, how does Q3 look now that we've ended that? Well, the official numbers won't come out for a couple additional weeks, but a couple of groups do look at this. The Atlanta Fed has a Fed Now prediction. Bless you, they have a website you can go to. GDP Now is what it's called, so you can go check out what their prediction is. Right now, they're predicting 3.8% of growth in Q3. The New York Fed disagrees. They call it 2.3%. But either way, we're looking at probably a positive number moving into Q3. So I just gave you all the negatives. gross domestic product, the economy is growing, consumer spending is going up, and then I like this headline, conflicting economic signals confound policymaking. It sure does. It's hard to predict the future. This is all past information, so us economists like to act like we're weather people and can predict the weather, but we're about as good as weather people at predicting the weather. How's the retail market looking? I mean, that's what we've been focusing on a lot right now. One word to describe this is it's hot. The retail market has stayed exuberant. And when I say the retail market, I'm talking about the retail commercial real estate market, so tenants and contractors who are building, developers who are building retail space. It's a big part of what you're going to see throughout my presentation. But just nationally, retail construction has been way down since 2009. So since the Great Recession, you haven't seen as much spec space being built. So developers try to predict the future, and they don't want to invest too much money into an area that they think the future looks poor for. So there was not a lot of investment when interest rates went high, and there was a lot of foreclosures, and so they didn't invest in new buildings. Well, fast forward 2 decades later, and now you're in a situation where there's not a whole lot of good quality stock on the market. And rumors of retail's demise are widely exaggerated in the year 2020. So we heard this every day, right? When we were sitting home in 2020, clicking a button and ordering stuff, and it would just show up magically at the door every single day, day after day. We spent all of our money and our stimulus checks. Well, developers weren't out building buildings then either. So if you look at a chart, you're just looking at lower and lower and lower construction rates on retail. What does that mean today? Well, today there's a ton of spending going on by consumers who have decided, actually, I'm sick of going and trying to return that package to Amazon. I would much prefer to go try it on for the first time. And so retailers are in the market. And so these headlines right here show you how much, in fact, this one says space is leasing at a historically quick pace, meaning when an opportunity becomes available, retailers are jumping on it very, very quick, and they're competing with others for that space. And that activity has been high, but it accelerated again in the second quarter. Again, retailers are active for space. The chart on the right here is tenant search activity on LoopNet. LoopNet is basically your commercial MLS system, if you will. And that blue line is LoopNet lease searches from 2020 through 2025. That line's going steadily up, and that orange line is falling a little bit. That's new retail leases signed. And that's not because they're not finding, well, it's because they're not finding the space. They can't sign a lease for space that doesn't exist. And so ton of activity, ton of retail demand. As long as consumer spending stays elevated, I'd imagine we're going to continue to see more demand in the market for retail space. Okay, let's bring this back local. That's sort of your national look. But in this presentation, you're going to see information on 33 new commercial developments and businesses throughout this report. When I compare this to my Q2 presentation, there was 32. Now, some of those projects have fallen off the list, either because they were projects that did not materialize and I decided to remove them, or they're open, and so they've been removed from there. Even with that momentum, we still added additional projects here. There's over 750,000 square feet of retail development outlined in this report. That's important because I just mentioned the retail market doesn't have a whole lot of space available for the retailers that are searching. So when you see information about a new retail strip center being built and you're not quite sure what will be there, I can promise you it'll fill up with something, because we know those retailers are out there searching, and we hope to guide the good ones to the city of Fate. All right, so as I've done in the past, I'm going to start with per corridor, and all of this information, by the way, Shelby's already on top of this. I sent this to her 30 minutes ago. It's already up on the website, so I'll show you at the end of the presentation how to get this. So if you want to dig in for some more information, you can see the anticipated completion dates, the projects themselves, and what the current status is. But I have a lot of slides for all of these, so I'll talk about them, and if I miss something you want to talk about more, please stop me or ask me a question. So corner of 66 and Ben Payne, this is just a good aerial view to show you the 7-Eleven. I'm sure you've all seen under construction at that corner. Gives you perspective where Arca Montessori is, some shops that will be being built, and then the Beach Club Car Wash, which had a site plan approval fairly recently. Here's a better look at the 7-Eleven, and the question may be, yeah, that's looked like that for a couple of months. What's going on there? They've got some punch list items that they're knocking out. Turns out a sewer line was put in backwards. It only goes one direction. So they're going to have to fix that issue there, and they're working with TxDOT on a turn lane as well. So we still expect that to be in a position where they can be at CO next month in November. Directly to the west of that 7-Eleven is the shops at Wood Creek. I've shown this slide before, but I do have a little bit more additional information because they released the names of some of the tenants here. So Dr. Andy, who's at Fate Dental currently in Fate, will be opening a office there. We've also got a donut shop. I'm sure you're surprised by that. And then Ship It and Drop It, sort of like a UPS store. So that's a place where you can take your Amazon returns to ship them back if they don't fit you. There's still another 5,900 square feet in the middle there, and then Action Behavior Centers on the end. We also have a Western end cap with 2,000 square feet with a drive-through. To the north of the 7-Eleven on Ben Payne is Arca Montessori. So this is a recent aerial image of their foundation and their parking lot. So that thing is moving along, and we'd expect that one to be completed in Q3. Beach Club, by the way, we're expecting probably Q4 of 26, and the shops at Wood Creek, we'd expect Q3 2026. They do have a building permit at this point, so they are moving forward on that project. Okay, moving a little bit further east, down 66, you run into Wood Creek Boulevard in the Avondale neighborhood. That corner has a shopping center, Avondale Retail Plaza, which is a spec facility that has a nail salon and a dentist to go along with your donuts down the street. And you can also see a daycare. You can see the foundation being built there on the aerial view for Celebree School. So that is a local couple that I've met, and they are franchisees for a daycare at Avondale. I'd expect that to be complete sometime in Q2 of 2026, maybe slightly into the summer of 2026. And then finally, new announcement, Pause for Wine. Pause for Wine is located at 66 and 1138. And this is a brand new venture by a local couple, veterans, who will be presenting a wine tasting, dog-friendly facility, which can host events and host book clubs and things of that nature. So I just took this off of their website. I haven't met the couple yet, but we are arranging to hold a ribbon cutting there and to meet them and tour the facility. So you'll learn right along with me what all they'll have to offer. Okay, moving on to the I-30 corridor, which has been one of our busier corridors in Fate for the past couple of quarters. Couple of updates here for you. Infinity Marine, they are at the point now where they're just at a punch list. So this building is mostly complete. Their landscaping is in. There's a couple good images of that building. I think it's a fairly good-looking building at the end of Industrial Boulevard. On the right, on the east side, is their maintenance facility that you can see in the pictures. And then on the west side, on the left, I didn't include a picture, but they have boat storage. So that way, Councilman Manival, you can store your yacht there in the off-season. Right down the street from that on Industrial Drive is 5 Star Storage. They've started pouring their foundation there. 5 Star Storage is a 3-story conditioned self-storage. So if there's not enough self-storage for you, or if you get sweaty, Mr. Mayor, when you're loading and unloading your self-storage, you can go to an air-conditioned self-storage self-storage building on Industrial. I'd expect that one to be complete in Q3 of 2026. Y'all were with us for the ribbon cutting of Stag's Car Wash next to Stag's Plaza. Well, Stag's also built a lube center, and they now have an operator for it. So a Valvoline, Express Care, and Quick Lube. They actually just received their certificate of occupancy today. So that building is complete, and I imagine they will open very, very soon for all your oil change needs. Right down the street from that, continuing the theme of auto-related, the AutoZone Mega Hub is really coming along. I'm very impressed with how quickly they have built this thing. So it's not complete yet, even though the picture sort of looks like it. A lot of the site work is done. They got some landscaping work, a little bit of building exterior, and then some interior work. But we'd expect that to be complete by the end of the year. They'll probably be up and operating. All right, now I'm going to take you west and south to the other side of I-30. Chipotle has really come along. Cat's out of the bag when they start putting their signs up. Those of you who know how to find the map, and have heard my presentations before knew exactly what this building was, but the signs went up, and I think I was out there taking a picture, and I heard somebody say, "Oh, it's Chipotle." I knew it. There you go. It is Chipotle, right next to Salad and Go, which will remain open in the City of Fate. Chipotle will be open by the end of this year. A little bit further west, giving you a quick aerial view of all the construction that's happening. It seems as if it's like dominoes. So y'all were at the ribbon cutting with us for Whataburger. Panda Express is coming along. Their sign is up. Next to that is Scrubby's Car Wash. I have a neat aerial picture here. And so, hey, a hat tip to Captain Ryan Reagan for flying the drone and getting me some cool images here. So if he's watching at home, thanks, buddy. Let's see here. Panda Express, December will be open. Scrubbies, we're probably looking at more like January. Next to that, you'll see a foundation for Brakes Plus. So if Valvoline doesn't fit your fancy, you can come across the highway here to Brakes Plus to get your automotive services met. Q1 2026 for that one. So this will speed along pretty quickly. It might be more like Q2, but somewhere in that time frame. And then next to that, there's actually an empty lot. You can't tell, but there's an empty lot in between there. So they do have another acre available. And then Chicken Express is down at the end. They're still in the planning review process, but Chicken Express, we'd expect sometime late 2026 for completion there. All right. Moving right along. There must be football on tonight. Lafayette Crossing, nothing new for you here, although I will say that for those of you who have not been paying attention at home, there is a Fortune 100 grocery store and a Fortune 100 department store. That grocery store should be in a position to announce with a press release here in the next, I would say, 6 to 8 weeks. We're in that time frame where they've gotten their approvals, and it's just a matter of getting the go-ahead from their marketing team to go ahead and put a press release out. So information will really start flowing on all the retailers that are coming to this corner very, very soon. As a reminder, over 400,000 square feet will be built right here with all the retail and the outlots that we expect. A lot of interest, a lot of activity. This is one of the first things that I'm asked about when I meet brokers that are in the DFW market. They want to ask questions about this one right away. Okay, so moving on to the Memorial Parkway corridor, 551 south of 30. I've got updates on all of these. So you can see the strip mall that's under construction and the Light Bridge Academy that's under construction. And then just to the north of that, adjacent to Greenbrier, is an O'Reilly Auto Parts that is in their planning phases. They've moved on to building review at this point. So site plan's been approved, elevations have been approved. They're going to building review. They built one of these in another place in Rockwall County in like 9 months. So I'd expect this thing to be open by the end of 2026. A little bit closer look at this retail center. We do have Jimmy John's confirmed on the end cap. So if you love your sub sandwiches and you just can't get out of the car to get it, you can drive through at Jimmy John's. Right next to that, MB2 Dental. And then you can get a better look there at Light Bridge. So you can see all the site work that's going on. And this is a neat angle because you can see the big multi-use sidewalk pathway that you can see over there on the right side of your screen. There's also another retail center. I don't have any photos for you yet because it has not gone through review yet, but Fate Crossing Retail Center, it's right next to Taco Bell. So that's another spot where there'll be opportunity for additional retailers to come to Fate. All right, so on to my downtown Fate updates. The list of opens has just gotten bigger and bigger, so I have fewer new projects to show you and a lot of old ones I've just kept here on the list. But the number one asked about local question that I get is, when is Sauce and Vine going to open? And so I've got some updates for you today. Quick map showing you where downtown, where all these locations are at. But you can see Sauce and Vine is right adjacent to Fate Station Park. Any of you that were at the Fate Station Farmers Market this weekend, the weather was fantastic. I was there from about 10 to 11, and I picked up a couple of jack-o'-lanterns for my kids. They were pretty excited about that. So, and some hot honey. You got to get in on the Texas hot honey if you haven't. But there's Sauce and Vine, and a couple of pictures that I snapped today. You can see it right adjacent to the plaza, and all the landscaping is in. And then Jeff sent me some sneak peek photos as well. They had a photo shoot. They are this week working on marketing and doing video shoots and photo shoots. So, Mr. Mayor, there's your table. Fit for a king right there in the middle. Some cool evening shots with their signs lit up. This is what I'm being told. This week, the week of December 13th, they're working on a few additional items. They're working on their photo shoot, videography this week, bringing in inventory. Week of 10/20, so that'd be next week. They are finalizing all their opening inventories. You got to have product and food to cook, so they're bringing that in. They're working on some additional marketing, including their menu. And then he highlighted this for me. He said he will provide some social media updates and announcements next week. So keep your eyes peeled to Sauce and Vine's outlets, their social media outlets, and I'm sure we will share them with the City of Fate and downtown as well as these announcements come in. Some interior shots of the bar with their new custom mirror and their patio. And then on the top left there, you can see one of their signs on their side patio where they have entertainment planned. So week of 10/27, they have training for all of their employees. And the week of November 3rd, so 11/3, soft opening, friends and family, and then, of course, a full-on opening to follow the soft opening. So when you're there with brand-new employees who are brand new to a brand-new facility and brand new to a menu, give them grace because they're brand new, learning a brand new menu in a brand new location. I feel like everyone rushes out to go to a brand new restaurant and they expect perfection. You won't quite have that, but Jeff did tell me the restaurant will be open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. every single day. And masterpieces take time. He won't have any opportunities to correct any problems once they're open. So that's a big part of why he's being a perfectionist right now today. So there is your Sauce and Vine update for the evening. Also ran into Ty over on Friday at Fate Place, where his contractor was starting construction. Today I walked by, they already have their demising wall up, and they've already started a whole lot of work there. So that's a picture of their delicious wings. If you're familiar with the Wings Over, it's not a franchise, it's all family owned, but he does have 12 locations. So Wings Over Heath, and Wings Over Forney, and Wings Over Kaufman, but Wings Over Fate will be one of the most unique because it's in a very large, tall space. He's really into the sports bar concept, lots of TVs, he's very excited. He's a local guy, and he's very, very excited about Fate. So happy to see that the ball is rolling on that work, and it's ambitious, but he has told me he wants to be open in time for playoffs, the NFL playoffs, which by my calculations are January, maybe early February. So he's got to get on it. Similar report for Dark Ritual Coffee. They're open on Fate Main today, but they have leased a space in the park, and they have started construction. They do have their permit, and they're rolling on that. Expect them to be open sometime in Q1 of next year. So I know those guys are excited to get rolling on that as well. If you stop in to Dark Ritual on a Saturday morning, you will wait in line because they have a lot of fans, and they need some additional space. So very excited for those guys. Few pictures of some exuberant fellows at our Domino's and our Stags Car Wash ribbon cuttings. And we had Trinity Valley, we had Whataburger as well. Thank you all for joining us for those events. When the city officials and the elected officials show up to support our small businesses from day one, may not seem like a very big deal, but it is a very big deal for them. It shows that we're here to support them, the community's behind them. And I will tell you, Whataburger told me that their first month, not Q1, their first month was 15% better than they expected. And they've been doing this for a long time. They have 23 stores. So let's keep buying our burgers late night, 24 hours. We also celebrated our rededication of the Breezeway. We brought some music to town as well. Thank you for all of you for coming out for that one. That was a nice evening. And then just a couple of weeks ago, we celebrated the 5-year anniversary for It's Fate Creamery. She gave away a lot of cool stuff and a lot of prizes. And so thank you for those of you who showed up on a Saturday morning to celebrate their 5th anniversary. Again, means an awful lot for a family-owned business that shows up every day and works their butts off to try to keep the lights on and keep people employed. And they just so happen to have fantastic ice cream, too. The Hub at Fate Station is a City of Fate project. I just took this picture of our lobby because we got a couple extra chairs in there and a rug. I think the rug really ties the room together. No Lebowski fans? Okay, sorry. But we are full. We are at 100% occupancy, and I have a waiting list. So we do have Lightbridge Academy is currently occupying one of the offices currently. As soon as their building is done, they move out, and then I have 4 tenants ready to jump in and take space right after that. So the positive with having all your private offices booked up is that the workstations look a little bit more attractive because it's kind of like your only option. So we've had a lot more activity lately on the dedicated workstations. And then we have some social memberships as well. And those social members can take those hot desks, those workstations. And so if you add up these numbers, you start to understand that, yeah, it's pretty full in there. And the bookings for conference rooms happen all the time. This is not to say that I want to build another space like this, but this is proof of concept for another office developer who's ready to come to Fate downtown and build themselves an office building because it will fill up. I have proof of it right here. I mentioned the Breezeway dedication. We've really been on top of our downtown events, and I want to give Yvonne Lane all the credit for this. You all received some invitations to help us out for our Halloween that's coming up on the 25th. We'd love to have y'all help us to judge some of these contests. We've had a lot of great local businesses donate gift cards. Some of these prizes are pretty good, and I know it says kids costume contest, but I'm kind of wondering if I can jump in there and maybe win a prize or two. Maybe Scariest Scream. Maybe I could get that one. I'm not sure I qualify, but Fate Station Market, it is our second Saturdays of the month. I hope you all, if you haven't been down to the Fate Station Market, if you come down and give it a shot, grab yourself a coffee locally, and then hang out, spend some money. I just spend money. Every Saturday we have this event, and afterwards you can grab yourself some lunch downtown and check out the new food truck at the Fate Food Hall, for example. A couple other things that are coming up here. We do have a Christmas market, so we've moved that one forward to December 6th. We will have Santa Claus there. We're also going to have free gift wrapping by the PTAA Fate cheerleading team. So you can buy your gifts down there at the Artisan and Farmers Market and have it wrapped up while you wait and have a coffee and have a meal at Sauce and Vine. How about that? We also have Santa in the Breezeway, so the very following week. So if you miss the market on the 6th, come back on the 13th with your kids to meet Santa in the Breezeway. If you're not already, please follow us on Downtown Fate. This is where we announce, so it's very hyper-focused. Keep up with what's going down. I like that one, Shelby. Downtown Fate, we have over 550 followers, so I hope you're one of them. We post a lot of great stuff about the businesses downtown and also the events that we're holding. So check out that page for upcoming events. And I want to promote our Walk and Treat Halloween. So this is Saturday, October 25th. We're less than 2 weeks away. It's 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We have a lot of things going on. This is basically our version of a trunk or treat. The difference is that there's no trunks. There's a farmer's market happening simultaneous to having all of our small businesses downtown who will be opening their doors and giving out candy. So bring your kids dressed in costumes, have a good time. A couple other things, the Rockwell Art League will be there. So the Breezeway will be full of local art and artists. We have a touch of truck and a safety zone. So my understanding is that Encore, we'll have the DPS there, but Encore will have a truck giving a live wire demonstration. So if you've ever wondered what happens to a hot dog when it hits a live transmission wire, you're about to find out. It's going to be scary. We also have live music. So we'll have live music down hosting the contest on the plaza, and then Rick Elliott will be playing on the Breezeway from 11 to 1. So pick your favorite music, come down and hang out downtown. Already mentioned the Fate Station Market, second Saturday of every month. Again, check the Downtown Fate Facebook page for additional dates like the Christmas market. A few pictures. There's the cheerleaders that will be doing your gift wrapping on the 6th. How'd y'all think I already know one answer, but the rest of y'all, how'd you think the market went? The Children's Entrepreneur Market within Celebrate Fate. I absolutely loved it.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know how that picture got in there, Mr. Mayor, but super cute kids. It is hard to say no. I know Chief Vicky, you spent all Chief's money at that event. It's thank you. Do it next time, too. This is our future right here. If these kids have success at an event like this, they may be the next new excited entrepreneur that invents the next whatever it is that sells billions and billions of dollars worth of goods right here in Fate, Texas. So thanks for coming for that. That was a great event. I enjoyed that. Okay, how to find this presentation. If you want to go back and look line by line at all the different projects we have going on, go to the Economic Development Department page on the City of Fate website. You can click the link at the bottom of the screen. It'll take you straight there, and you can see all the updates. I've also got the former updates. So Q1 is on there, and Q2 is on there, and then click the big picture, and you're going to get this exact report and presentation that I just gave today right there on the website for you. So that's it. That's our team. Are there any questions I could take about anything you saw that maybe I glazed over too quickly?
Questions? Ms. Chen?
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment. I got to finally go downtown and sit down at Beer Me, and I talked to the owners there, and they are absolutely awesome, Eric and his wife. But one of the comments that they made was how absolutely amazing Yvonne had been. And so I just wanted to give her public flowers, and say it was really nice hearing that we have such hardworking people that don't always get all the credit, but they just went on and on about how great she was and how easy she's been to work with, and whatever it is, whatever problems they have, she's just right there ready to figure it out. So it was really, really nice to hear that. Also, I'm super excited to hear an update on Sauce and Vine. We're all very excited to get to eat there. So that's all I got, though. Good presentation.
Thank you for that. That's very, I go to her for all my problems, too.
All right, any other questions from council? All righty, thank you very much. Exciting stuff going on in Fate, for sure. Thank you. All right, Miss Vicky, what's the next item, please?
Next will be item 4, which is public comment, and nobody has signed up to speak.
All right.
So item number 5 is consent agenda.
Okay, do I have a motion on the consent agenda?
I move we approve the consent agenda as presented.
A second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconding. We can begin voting. I think it's seconding. All right, motion passes 6-0. Thank you. Next item, please.
Next is item 6, mayor, council, and city manager reports.
Okay, and to shake things up, we'll start with Ms. Huffman this week. The special city council meeting, we'll start with you on the end there. Ms. Huffman?
Okay. So I had a chance to go to the Fate Station Market, and it's great. I think I've gone every time, and each time I find some new vendor that I have to buy something from. So they all do a very nice job. I was impressed with that. And I'm also excited to attend the walk and treat. I may or may not wear a costume. We'll see. And Sauce and Vine, just talking about that made me hungry tonight. So I'm going to keep it short, and thank you.
Mr. Hatley?
I would like to thank everybody who organized the Fate Night Out. It was wonderful. I got to go out there and spend some time with everybody, get to see the helicopter. I was in absolute awe watching children get to have fun, get to see what it feels like to be a little fireman for a little bit, get to see tour helicopters. The only thing I was praying for is they made sure that they took the keys out of the helicopter so somebody doesn't actually launch it. But thank everybody for organizing that. It was wonderful. I'd like to thank the Fate DPS, as I always do. It's very, very important. And today's probably an extra special. I took a ride along this morning with Thad Anderson, and I learned a lot about their instinct, their knowledge, how well they know the city. I learned a lot about the city by sitting there and absorbing, and I'd like to thank the chief. I'd like to thank Officer Thad Anderson for being an incredible teacher for me, learning a lot about the city. Thank you, Michael, for helping set that up. I'm going to do it again, I promise. This time I think I'm going to do it at night. But also, the upcoming events are just very, very exciting to me. I mean, the I think I'm going to volunteer to judge the Halloween costume contest, but I think I'm going to have to recuse myself because my dog, I think, is going to be injured. So I'm going to have to back out or show up in a disguise. But thank everybody for that, and just very exciting. But Sauce and Vine doing a soft opening on my birthday, so no hint that I might like an invite on that, but I've been dying to see a menu there. But thank you all again.
Okay, just to make sure before Mr. Mandeville, is it November 3rd or the week of November 3rd? We don't know the exact date yet. Okay, just want to make sure, because I already cleared my calendar for it the whole week. I just want to make sure we're doing right. Mr. Mandeville.
All right, last week, the city staff pretty much organized it, but we did the staff appreciation lunch, and I thought that was a terrific event. It was great to see. I think we saw most of the staff, and I enjoyed it. I hope they did, and I hope that's something maybe we could maybe make, maybe an annual event. I don't know how often it normally happens, but I'll do it again. I'll show up. And I do have my ride-along coming up this week, Wednesday, so I'm looking forward to that. So I'll say thanks in advance for that experience. That's it.
Mr. Kelly.
It was great seeing everybody at the staff lunch last week. Enjoyed cooking and just getting to be a small part of that. Want to thank all of the former and new members of committees and commissions for either having volunteered in the past or volunteering yourself. Most recently, we have a lot of stuff that goes on with our city, but the help of unpaid volunteers to put a little bit of time aside to try and come make things a little bit better. It is often unnoticed, but it is definitely not unappreciated. I want to thank each and every one of those individuals.
Ms. Chen.
Well, when you're last, you don't have a whole lot left to say, but echo, echo, echo. We had a great event last week. It was really nice to get to sit down and actually talk to some of the city staff that I had never met before. You know, you just hear about the departments and you don't have a face to the department, so that was kind of nifty. And again, thank you everybody who has served and that is serving right now on all the boards and commissions. We couldn't do what we do without y'all's input, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Chen. I, again, echo, you talk about being last. I'm last every week. I've got to be like, oh, well, what's something new I could say. But between the staff and the members of our boards and commissions, it really does show you how many people it takes to make something great like we have here in Fate. The optimism from our presentation tonight, the excitement there, we all referenced it in some way or another. I think that's awesome. So looking forward to what Fate is doing. So thank you guys very much for doing what you do, both staff and board members, and let's keep doing it. Mr. Kovacs.
Yes, sir. Thanks again to also say thanks to DPS for the Texas Night Out. That was a lot of fun. Good participation, and yeah, I think we might have to do it a bigger event venue next time, and maybe the north side. Also, thank you to the council for the cooking for the staff. That was great, and I think it turned out fantastic, and we'd love to do more of that sort of thing. Congratulations to Isaiah. I know he's gone, but thank you, Isaiah, for 5 years. And for Michael, for all you guys do to keep all of our systems running and all of our systems secure. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m., the MDD will meet and talk about economic development. We'll have I think the folks from Sauce and Vine are coming, or is he coming? No, maybe not. Okay, he's not coming. All right. But we'll have the economic development update, very similar to the one we saw tonight. And then Friday, 11:30, we've got the 7 Spice Indian and Pakistani cuisine ribbon cutting at the food hall. That should be a ton of fun. Raju and I tried it out last week. And then for those of you going to TML, it is the 29th through the 31st in Fort Worth. We do not have a meeting on 11/3, but we do have one on 11/10. So as we get into the election season, that's going to be changing some of our different our different things. Of course, the county needs to come in and prep the council chambers, et cetera. That's it, sir.
Okay, thank you. Next item, please.
Next will be Agenda Item 7, Adjournment.
Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I put a motion, we adjourn.
A second?
I'll
All right, vote please. All right, motion passes 5 with 1 abstention. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good night.